I think it's coming up to time for another coffee. Hey friends, it's your good friend Tim Campbell Smith, and today I want to walk you through what are, dare I say, all your career options when it comes to digital marketing. Lots of folks I hear say, I want to get into digital marketing. I'm really interested in digital marketing. I think it's all the rage. I think there's a lot going on. And there really is. There's a lot of opportunity. This is loaded because there are so many different things you can do, and I would argue there's a gajillion different jobs. My actual goal for you and for this video is to show you as many different options as possible to get the ball turning, or the wheels turning, sorry, in your head about what specifically you may be interested in and how we conceptualize, and you can break down like frameworks and ways of thinking about your careers so you know kind of the options. I will say, before I give you any advice, really start with what you're passionate about. Look into like, what are the different things you can do, especially that match your skills or what you're intellectually interested in, and go after that first. Use, basic marketing training, so consider the problem that you solve, the need or the want that you meet, what people are talking about that they need, and go meet that. Now, before we go too far, make sure you like and subscribe for all things business, mental health, photography, higher ed, and life. Okay, I'm gonna start off this whole video with just a few general principles to just skyrocket you in your exploration for where your career can go. The first is the general formula for job titles and what kind of jobs exist. You gotta know, I taught dozens of courses in higher ed at different colleges and universities in digital marketing, and I researched this year over year, semester over semester, and found every single digital marketing job followed the same formula, where every job title has two parts. It has a digital marketing noun and a hierarchical placement. Every job title has a digital marketing noun, so some category type of digital marketing, and then a hierarchical placement. So examples include content specialist, head of paid ads, director of influencer marketing, organic content specialist, email marketing intern. More on the internship job title later. They all follow this formula. Now it may be like flipped, so like I would say like director of, or this type of specialist, but it's always those two parts. A digital marketing noun, so something that describes an area of digital marketing, and a hierarchical placement. So like, are you an intern? Are you a coordinator? Are you a specialist? Are you a director? So you may want to think about, what are you most interested in? What area of digital marketing are you most interested in? And where do you feel your experience could land you? Could it get you just in the door, something entry level? Would it get you something mid-level? Are you gunning for something higher up? Next, I want you to think about job categories and digital marketing categories more specifically, because there are so many and they are so broad. I'm going to break them down to the simplest forms for you. I'm going to consult my notes on this to make sure that I get this right. So, different digital marketing categories would be SEO, or search engine optimization, and a search engine optimizer. And please note, in SEO, you could either focus on the technical or the content. So the content being architecture, creation, and analysis. But like this category and like many other categories, there's probably going to be some overlap. Next is social media. Ooh. So social media can break down into organic, or it can be paid, or you would then focus on platforms. So do you specialize in TikTok, Instagram, or Pinterest? Or do you specialize in just anything paid on social media? Or do you specialize in paid Pinterest ads? That's what I mean by social media. Other areas of digital marketing will include email, design, websites, and I generally mean like website design and architecture and building, CRM, so customer relationship management tools, so how you if you don't know CRMs, they're usually platforms and tools to track customer information and prospect information, usually used at the intersection between marketing and sales, but definitely by sales teams. SMS, or text message marketing, affiliate marketing, so having other people promoting your business for you, paid efforts, which is its own skill set entirely, and paid on its own as its own skill set, but also depending on the platform. Data and analysis, it's a rather niche area, but that's an area that I'm really good at and I love. Influencer marketing, search engine marketing. So it's the search engine marketing being the opposite of SEO. Anything to do with copy, so writing and editing. And more specifically, that can actually break down into blogs, emails, anything to do with sales and sales pages. And I'm gonna wrap these two together, but photography and videography, I definitely see this as its own branch of digital marketing. Please note though, everyone I've ever seen who offered like photography or videography in the digital marketing space also offered other creative services, most commonly design with it, and public relations. The other general principle that I want you to remember when you're exploring a career in digital marketing is the idea that most companies and clients will ask for like everything under the sun. They will ask for more than they need, and they often won't realize that each area of digital marketing is at least semi-skilled and requires a unique skill set. So often, and I see this across the board in so many job descriptions, they ask for unicorns who can do more than a typical person can do. In those situations, I say either work on yourself and developing yourself so that you can offer that, or manage the expectation with the client or with the company that maybe what they're asking for isn't realistic. Or ask if they're willing to kind of concede or change on a few of those requirements and get someone else to do it. Okay, so next in figuring out like where you want your career in digital marketing to go, I then want you to think about, do you want to be self-employed or employed by someone else? Something I personally love about the digital marketing industry is how much opportunity there is for both to be employed by someone else, but also to be self-employed. If you're self-employed, do you want to be a freelancer? Do you want to run an agency? So do you want to work alone? Do you want to work with other people and manage other people? Do you want that flexibility, that higher earning potential to be a little more in control? I do have a video on the pros and cons of being an agency owner versus freelance. Check that video if you're curious about going down that rabbit hole, but that's something to think about with being self-employed. Or you can go and you can be employed by someone else. So there's way more security, way more stability. You focus on one thing, you truly make it your own, you see it through to success. Here's some other things that I think you should really know and think about when exploring a career in digital marketing. First, a strength that I love about digital marketing is how much movement, I'm going to call it movement, is possible. You can move around in digital marketing because the skills and concepts are so transferable. So for example, if you work in public relations, PR, so you become really highly proficient in especially like copywriting, copy editing, you'd be great at literally like copywriting and doing like writing for sales and creating pages. And then if you're creating pages, it's a very logical leap to then move into like website design. So ask yourself, like, do you want to be moving around a lot? Do you want lots of opportunity? Or do you want to really focus on one thing? Or do you want both? Next, the more connections that you see between things and the more that you learn and kind of like pick and use parts from different areas of digital marketing, the more valuable a team member you will be and the more you will be able to move and adapt your career. Take this from someone who is a generalist, who, and my entire career has been like cherry picking and finding the best and worst parts of each part of digital marketing and learning from that. You should also always read the full job descriptions. On one hand, I want to say like read the job descriptions, even in just researching the career, because then you can see kind of what's in demand, what companies and clients are asking for, but you can also then see like what gaps are they trying to fill. Even if you want to freelance, you can see like what companies are asking for and what they need more of. Next are internships. I'm gonna say you gotta read into your own country's rules about internships, but where I'm in Canada, and in Canada, internship is a really protected and regulated opportunity and title. Internships in Canada actually, by and large, refer to entry-level jobs. A good and proper, an actual internship in Canada will be offered between a school, typically a college or university, and an employer for a certain amount of time to work and to learn. So there's modified expectations versus I see like so many job postings, especially through Canada, remote or in person in different areas where they say intern, but they're actually referring to an entry-level person, someone with like a little bit of experience, a little bit of training, who wants an entry-level opportunity. Just be careful looking for internships and going after internships. It may not be what you think it is. Also, I've seen some shady companies, I'm gonna say it, mainly agencies, who did some, I can't even say questionable, they were just straight up illegal things under the guise of it being an internship. So just be really careful when applying for internships. And finally, know that digital marketing as an industry tends to change and evolve faster than most other industries. So you personally, generally digital marketers, we all actually have a personal responsibility to stay on top of what's new and changing and to integrate that one way or another. For example, at the time of recording, prompt engineering is growing as a field, and especially of digital marketing, how we use prompts and outputs from artificial intelligence and large language models to solve marketing problems and to meet marketing needs. That was not a thing, 3 years ago, or even when I started in 2016, 2017. So stay on top of what is happening in the world and what is happening in industry, because our world tends to change a little bit faster than most other industries. And those are the big things I want you to think about when considering a career in digital marketing. I think the big thing comes down to matching your passions and what you're interested in and what skills you do have and that you like using, skills that you like using, with what people need. Start at that intersection. Consider that. Consider also the different areas of digital marketing. Marry the two, and away you go. Again, balancing that against, do you want to be self-employed or employed by someone else? Comment and let me know any questions you have about a career in digital marketing, and I will do what I can to help you out in the comments. As always, make sure you like and subscribe for all things business, higher ed, mental health, photography, and life. Otherwise, we'll chat soon. Bye for now.